Greetings. This is a complete walkthrough on using Sheets2Table. Sheets2Table is a WordPress plugin that takes data from a Google Sheet and displays it as an HTML table in WordPress. The first thing we need to do in order to get the data into WordPress is to create a Google Sheet. We'll do this by first going to drive.google.com. I happen to be here. Or if once you log into your Gmail account, you can click on the apps icon and go to Drive. I'm going to put mine under the folder of Sheets2Table. First thing we'll do once we are here is click on New, click on Google Sheets, and it will create us a new Google Sheet. Once it finishes loading, I will give it a new name. Let's just call this Company X's Widgets. And for the widgets, we want to have some column headers. The column headers are important to have in column 1 as they show up as column headers in the HTML table in WordPress. So we'll do the column headers of date updated, and we'll do a widget ID, and then we'll do the name of the widget, and then the description. So the date updated, let's put in today's date. So it's going to be 15 June 2015, and we'll create about 12 or so of these. Now I already have some IDs manufactured already, so I'll just put those IDs in there, and we'll just give them some names. So widget number 1, and we'll just go all the way down to widget 12, and then we'll say description of widget 1. Extend this out so it's and then we'll extend this out to 1 through 12 as well. Okay, so we have some tabular data in our Google Sheet. Right now this is only private to the owner of the document. So we need to make it publicly accessible. So we'll click on the Share button, and the only thing we need to do is click on the Get Shareable link. Once we do this and verify it set to anyone with the link can view, we're done. So click on Done. We'll come back here in just a minute, so we'll leave this tab open. Next, we need to log into our WordPress site, which takes us to the dashboard, the administrative site. Once you have already installed Sheets2Table, you will access the administrative panel by clicking or mousing over Settings and clicking on Sheets2Table. So the few things we need to fill in is a Google Sheet, and then give it a name, a file name. So since we've already made this publicly accessible, we need to copy the Google Sheet ID. So we'll copy only the ID, and we can right click and do copy, which is in between the slash after the D and before the edit. And you can see how it goes in between the D and the edit. We right click here and say paste. Okay, and we need to give it a file name to save the CSV file to. So we'll call this Company X's Widgets. Okay, and that's all we need to do, and we'll hit Save and View a Data. Give it a few seconds for the system to work. and everything went according to plan. It retrieved the Google Sheet from the ID we gave it, and it saved it to the file name we told it to save it to. And we can preview the data down here, and it's going to be identical to what's up over here. So 402.411, and it was the same right there. So we know our data is here. The next thing we need to do is to get our shortcode so we can display it in a page or a post. We can either click on the configure shortcode link here or click on the shortcodes tab up here. We'll click on this up here. And it's going to list us all of the available shortcodes that Sheets2Table has access to. So we want to find the one we just made. We called the file companyxswidgets.csv. So this is the shortcode that we need right here. So we'll just copy this entire shortcode as it is to give us a default shortcode. Right click and click copy. Now that we have it copied, we want to add it to a post or a page. I'll create a new page. We can click Pages, Add New, and then we'll give it a title. Let's call this Company X's Widgets. We can give it some text here. Our latest widgets. Okay, and then we simply want to copy paste our shortcode in here, and the plugin takes care of the rest. So now we can go ahead and hit click preview to verify that it does indeed display as we wanted it to. Okay, very good. It looks like it's all here and looks correct. Okay, so let's go back to our page and we'll publish this. We'll come back to it and edit it again. So let's go back to Settings and Sheets2Table. When we come back to it, it left our latest Google Sheet ID in there and the latest file name. This makes it convenient for if we ever want to update a Google Sheet, we can quickly publish a new data sheet. I actually had a mistake in here, so all the dates were wrong. They automatically incremented. I didn't want that to happen. So I'll just fix all of those. And then let's just add a new one to verify that things are updating. Let's see, let's just call this 8877456. And yeah, we'll just continue with the same format we have here. Okay, now we can go back to our tab and hit Save and View a Data. And this is going to go and get the latest copy of the data. And then once we refresh our page, you can see how the dates are 15, 16, 17. Now everything updated and the last widget ID I added is there. So it makes it convenient to update. Now let's just say we have some additional files in here that we don't want. Like we had some file name is getting out of my apostrophe, doesn't like that. So we're getting, this is called Company X Widgets. So we get some different file names in here that we may not want ultimately. So let's just do to get some. Yeah, so now if we click on shortcodes, we're going to have quite a bit of information in here that we don't really want. So if we click on the File Management tab, it's going to allow us to remove or download the data. For instance, if I don't want this, it said Company X's Widgets 1, We'll just delete that one because I don't want that one. And it asks me for confirmation. If I say no, nothing happens. It says we canceled the operation. If I click on the delete button again, and then I can say yes, I want to permanently delete this, never to see the file again. Gives me a confirmation message, successfully deleted, and it's gone from the list. I will also delete widget 2 also. Get rid of that one. Okay. Now we have 2 files here, and we have only 2 shortcodes here. Since Sheets2Table makes use of shortcodes, we can customize them to do a few different things, like make the table responsive in using FooTable, or we can reorder the columns or hide the columns if we don't want them. Let's go and make some data that we might not want to display. Let's just call this notes. Bad build. Don't ship. This one is good. Now, we might not want to display this information on the web page. So if we go over here and back to our main Sheets tab and fix that so this file name is the same, click Save and View Data. It brings it in, and there's the notes. Just verify that I changed the file name, so I need to get my new shortcode again. Let's go ahead and do this. So let me just delete everything and start over again. Yes, delete that one and delete that one. Okay, go back to Sheets, get my latest data, configure shortcode, and let's go over here to pages. I will open them all so I can leave this tab open so I can get back to it. Let's just edit my demo page. The company X's widgets. Okay, I'll replace this with the updated shortcode. And I'll hit update. And then, let's hope it works this time. Okay, good. Now, we really don't want this information in here. So one thing we can do is we can go back to our shortcodes page. We can click on Customize Company X's Widgets link here. And we can select only the ones that we want. So I'll leave off the notes. And I'll do generate the shortcode. And then it gives us a new one at the bottom. So I'll copy this, go back to my page edit view, and I'll paste this in here and update. And then I'll refresh this page. And if you notice, it's gone. Another thing we can do with the shortcodes, there's no tool to help you with this, is we can reorder the columns and the titles as long as you keep them in sync. For instance, if we want to move description after ID, we can do that. So we'll put that in there. So we just swapped the position of description and name. Click on update, and then refresh our page. Those two will swap. There we go. Now, tables generally work very well in desktops, but sometimes they don't play nice in a mobile device. Thankfully, the author of Sheets2Table created a WordPress plugin that we can use to turn Sheets2Table into a responsive table. Once you install the Sheets2Table WordPress plugin, if you leave it as default with this Sheets2Table attached to table code, it'll work just fine. We can use it. I currently have my look and feel set to original Sheets2Table theme. If you use, I think it is none, it will use whatever theme is installed for your WordPress. So, in order to make this table responsive, all we have to do is to go over to our administrative panel again, Sheets2Table, go over to our shortcode, and customize the shortcode that we want. It's this one, and I'll select those again, and I will do the other option of use Sheets2Table, and then I'll click on generate shortcode. Let it generate it, and we can see how it put in a new option here. Okay, let me copy this shortcode and go over here to my edit page, and I'll replace this. And I will do update. And I'll go back over to this, my page, Company Access Widgets, and refresh. And you notice it has a new theme installed. It looks a little different. We have a search box up here, so we can search for a particular ID. So everything that has, say, 7 in it. What about 78? Okay, so we have 2 widgets with ID of 78 in it. We can also sort by any other columns. We can do descending or ascending. If this was a small device, it will collapse the table. So let's pretend we have a small device, and now you can see how it only displayed 2 columns, and if you click on this, it has the rest of the information over there. So this is an example of how to make a table responsive using a Sheets2Table plugin in WordPress.